lesson 3 of chapter 4 is the last lesson of the chapter. This is about comparing bar models. This also has 2 different drawings. However, it's actually just the same. Okay, so we'll call the first one A and B. Okay, so the first is if this is amount of A and this is amount of B. So we're comparing A with B. So in this case, A has more. Okay, so this is amount of A. Amount of A. So this is amount of A. Okay, this is amount of B. Amount of B. Okay, and this is the amount A has more or amount B has less. Okay, so again, clearly A has more, but it also B has less. So in essence, my suggestion is whatever the first character is said, that's what you put on top. The second character will go on the bottom. Okay, so if this is amount of A, amount of B, and the more or less. Okay, so if this is given, and this is unknown. So this is a part, this will be the whole. So if this is the unknown, that would be a subtraction. If this is given, A is given, B is unknown, and this is given. So this, again, is a part, and it's unknown. Therefore, that would be a subtraction. And finally, if this is your question mark, this is given, and this is given, the A is the whole, making it a plus. So again, when you're comparing, doesn't mean that it's going to be a subtraction problem all the time. It depends on the given. And it's always connected to the first lesson of the chapter. Okay, so which means the second drawing is A has less and B has more. Okay, so this is amount of B. Amount of B. This is amount of A. Amount. Okay, so this is amount of B. This is amount of A. This is dotted. Okay, so if you follow the book actually doesn't have this dotted box. It just has a dotted line. So I suggest that we just continue with a dotted box so that the kids won't get confused. So this is the amount. A has less. And the amount B has more. Okay, so A has less, but it also is the amount B has more. So this is amount of A, amount of B, and this is the more or less. Okay, so again, if this is given, and this is your question mark. So that means amount, the amount more or less is unknown. This will be a subtraction because that's a part. Okay, if this is given, this is your question mark, that's given. So amount of B in this case happens to be the whole. So since this is the whole, that will be an addition problem. And finally, this is question mark, check and check. The check are given, so that means amount of A is unknown, that is a part. So that makes it a subtraction problem. Again, our gift to our kids is to make them understand these different cases. In school, they're not taught. So you have the power to help your kids learn it better. Our examples for today comes from page 70 and 71. Okay, on page 71, it says, 305 children went to the zoo. 278 children, fewer children went to the zoo than the aquarium. Okay, so that means we have the zoo and the aquarium. Okay, so this is problem number 1. Okay, so again, 305 children went to the zoo and 278 children, fewer children, went to the zoo than the aquarium. So the aquarium is longer. The zoo is shorter. This we know. Okay, so this is 305 went to the zoo. This is the amount fewer. So we know that is 278. 278. Okay, the question is how many children went to the aquarium? Okay, so since our question is the whole, then that means this will be an addition problem. So this will be 305 plus 278. So again, we need to be consistent. So we start with the 8, we add the 5, that's a 2, needs a 2, we have an extra 3, that makes it 13. So 7 plus 1 is 8 and 5. So that means 583 children went to the aquarium. The second example is an example from the book. So it says 459 children were in the library on Monday. 413 children were in the library on Tuesday. So clearly Monday, Tuesday. Monday is more than Tuesday. So Monday is for 459. Tuesday is 413. Question is, how many more children went to the library on Monday than on Tuesday? So how many more children went on Monday than on Tuesday? So this is the one that's missing. So since a part is missing, that will be a subtraction problem. Again, this will be 459 minus 413. So 9 minus 3 is 6. 5 minus 1 is 4, and this is 0. So clearly 46 more children, went to the library on Monday than on Tuesday. Again, parents, this is stressful for the kids. We don't want to add stress. So therefore, when you start teaching your kids, please make sure that you understand the 3 different bar models extremely well so that conflict will be eliminated. We want them to be stress-free as well as you to be stress-free. If the problems that you are viewing is not sufficient, there are more problems in the book, and we have additional answer keys for these problems as well. That concludes lesson 3 of chapter 4. See you in the next chapter.